See us now.
Bonjour tout le monde, on est ici à la deuxième journée de la Coupe du Monde masculin à Barcelone 2018. Hola a todos, buenas noches, buenas tardes, buenos días. Estamos en la official review de la segundo día de la Copa del Mundo masculina aquí en Barcelona.
So, welcome to the second official review here at the end of day 2 at the Men's Roller Derby World Cup in Barcelona. We just caught the tail end of that incredible game-changing last jam where Philippines just lost out to Colombia. 186 played 195. Wow.
15-point last jam from Colombia to win that.
It's
absolutely phenomenal.
Heartbreaking as well to watch.
Can I say that for the Colombian country? 11 puntos, chicos. 11 puntos. That's all. 11 points. That was all my explanation about it, okay?
So it's been an amazing second day. We saw the end of the group rounds, and we saw the start of the quarterfinals as well. And that's a lot to take in. We went from half-hour games to full-length games. That's a shift not just for spectators, but that's also a shift in tactics for the teams themselves. And that takes a little bit of getting used to, but people responded. Any favourite highlights that you've seen today?
I've got a couple.
Please.
I've got a couple.
So many.
I actually want to give a shout out to one of the American skaters, Jeremy Streak.
Mm-hmm.
Before their quarterfinal game against Wales, he was on the track with one of the sweeping brushes.
Oh, what a legend.
So that is someone who is playing for the two-time defending world champions, and he's still helping with the track repair and track maintenance. And there's something that a lot of people could take from that. That was really good. And one other thing, from the group stage actually, it was the Scotland versus Australia game. Scotland pivot Cairns, number 47, came out of the box, clipped Sausage rolls and forced a cut, and then stood there and just went.
Yes, I remember that. Yes.
Absolute pure bit of sass at the end of it, which was, that did make me laugh.
That was just golden, and also, it was a tough one. In fact, this is that game, Magnum with an amazing spin to get out on a scoring pass.
It was just absolutely phenomenal. The footwork and control is a pleasure to watch, and definitely a sight to behold.
And that's the thing I was telling yesterday to everybody, like, this kind of derby, it's 50% physical, 50% mental, but because you can see he's playing with the mind to the other player. It's not only the physical, it's not only the skate, it's more like, I'm not going to do this way, I'm going to do this way, but you're not going to tell that before I did it. It's like magical.
Yeah.
And of course, we also had all of you have been getting in touch on social media. You've been taking to Twitter and Instagram, and you've been shouting about the World Cup using your hashtag MRDWC 2018. You can see some of them coming up on the screen, and look, isn't that magical? But thank you so much for everyone that's been doing that. We've got an army of volunteers that have been manning social media accounts. If you haven't added the World Cup on Snapchat, I would highly recommend it. Kira Hess has been running around Snapchatting as much as she can of the World Cup. The army of volunteers, the guys in yellow, have really been making this for me.
And
honestly,
some in orange as well.
Some in orange.
Yes, of course, our crew heads, so to speak. Massive love and thank you to all of our volunteers. They're working tirelessly, many of them working much longer shifts than they were intended to. Just little things like getting coffees for like our GTO and our tournament heads who need to be fixed in one place. The things that you don't really think about, as well as all of the obvious stuff, security, looking after people, making sure that food is all dealt with. So if you're all watching this back, thank you all so much. You're treating us like kings and queens. It's wonderful.
So, Snookers, could you walk us through some of the quarterfinal, or all of the quarterfinal scores from today? Because that's I then want to look at the predictions that King and Troncho gave us right at the very start of the World Cup and see if there's any resemblance of accuracy in there. We'll come back to you after. Go on.
Absolutely. So, from the start of this afternoon, we had Canada v France. France taking what some people are considering a very surprising win. Canada 137, France 270. France came out incredibly strong, showed that they seriously meant business and just carried it on. Second game we had up for the quarterfinals, USA v Wales. Wales putting the highest score on the board so far against USA, 30 points, 30 incredibly hard-fought points. USA with a massive 470 on the board. As we've seen from that clip just a moment ago, some exemplary gameplay.
Absolutely.
Australia v Argentina, we knew it was going to be an incredible game. They did not disappoint. Argentina, 111 points to Australia's 291, and that was the first loss of the weekend for Argentina. And then we've had our final quarterfinal of today, Mexico v England. Mexico with a chunky 77 points, but England taking that win with 244.
Just because before we look at their predictions, King and I were watching that England game, and it certainly felt that England only arrived in the second half.
Yeah, it was the old sports cliche game of two halves. You and I were stood watching that over on the M14 Industries track, and I actually said to you, if England aren't careful, they'll lose this.
And I thought that was, especially in the first 15 minutes, that was a genuine concern that went through my head, because they weren't playing at the England level that we've seen so far.
They were rattled.
Yeah.
They allowed Mexico to play their style of derby, which did not suit England and doesn't suit England. In the second half, obviously at half-time, Coach Shane Esbin and Stephen Ramsey would have got together, and they just made it clear to the team, play the way that we play. Yeah. And they've gone back and they've played England style, and that has led to a much better second half performance.
Yeah. And on the you're not getting away with it. We are going to look at your predictions.
Oh, okay.
King, you said that you were going to put England out on top.
That was heart over head, to be fair.
Well, that's still a possibility.
It's still a possibility.
USA second.
That's still a possibility.
That's a possibility. Australia in Australia in third.
That's still a possibility.
Yeah, but you put Canada in fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not going to happen now, is it? Let's see how you do with your top three.
I'm not doing too badly so far.
Yeah, in fact, there's all the rankings. We'll leave those up for you. Meanwhile, Tronchik, you put USA in first.
Yes, and I still had the chance, I suppose.
And you stick to that.
Yes, definitely.
You put England in second.
Still okay. I'm still okay with that.
Argentina in third.
I will always be okay with that.
and then you finished by putting France in fourth, which at the time you were surprised and were putting heart over mind there.
Yeah.
But actually, that could very well happen.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gratefully amazed about that, and I'm started to regretting why I didn't put France in third place and Argentina in fourth. But Argentina is still my home country.
Can't win everything. And so a couple of our highlights today. Watch a couple more replays. We've already seen that great Morgan spin in the USA Magnum. Sorry,
Magnum
in the USA Wales game, and then in the Philippines Island game there was. We love a good apex jump. We've seen some great ones.
Yes,
but this is a great little example of when it doesn't quite go right, it can go quite wrong.
It can happen.
It can happen.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Yes.
That would be Lieutenant Dam.
Yeah.
I'd recognise those skates anyway.
Spectacular fail.
And he does go to the penalty box.
He's got huge air. Who you could argue on the instigation who started it, but
part of me really hopes that clip makes it into one of those epic fail videos on YouTube.
The moment he was on the air, I can just imagine, black and white, and that was the moment he realized.
And the gangster music is like, oh yeah, he didn't choose the thug life. The thug life chose him.
To be fair, Lieutenant Dam's bench coach might be having words with him about that one.
I'm sure, especially now we've replayed it
repeatedly.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that.
And then in the France versus Canada game, there was an amazing star pass which we've zoomed in on and slowed down because it was so quick.
Yes. So we talked a lot about how France dominated this game and really, truly did. But this moved me, basically. Pottymouth was having an incredibly difficult jam and just so slick. Pass to Red, his pivot, who then went on to have an incredible jam. 2 or 3 scoring passes. Just really, that scoring pass there actually just really quickly weaved through the pack to complete the initial. And then just again and again.
You see that again. I love the jam referee. Just watch Sparks. That gives you an idea of how slick this was. And the star has been passed, and red's disappeared, and Sparks is like, oh!
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause
Exactly.
That is the slowest down clip that we've had to play tonight because it was so quick.
Yeah.
And then the last one that I personally, I've P-Bay is just
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
It's
Right.
eBay.
P-Bay, he's the guy.
Argentina, Australia. Earlier today, he got lower than the centre of gravity as he came round the outside of the apex. So just watch the bottom of your screen. P-Bay just ducking round, annihilating Australia. Takes all three of them and continues round onto the turn 2 as well.
I think he was in the basement.
Yeah.
So, there are just some of our personal highlights. Do keep on letting us know what yours are using hashtag MRDWC2018. And looking ahead to tomorrow morning, as you've put these together for me, do you want to run through what we're going to see in the morning?
So yeah, tomorrow morning, as you can see up on the screens now, we start in the consolation bracket. That is playing for 17th to 20th. Italy versus Japan at 9 o'clock on the roller derby city track. 9:15 for New Zealand v Chile on the M14 track. Moving up to the 13 to 16 group, Sweden versus Netherlands at 11, and then 11:15 for Ireland, Germany. Third World Cup running, they're meeting in the knockout phases. And then the 9th to 12th bracket, Scotland versus the host Spain at 1 o'clock, followed by Belgium, Finland concurrently at 1:15 on the M14 track. We'll then see the first of the actual placings games.
Yep, this is where it starts to get really intense tomorrow.
So Denmark and Colombia will be playing for 21st and 22nd. That will be their final game of the tournament, as it will be for Poland and the Philippines, who will be playing for 23rd and 24th. And how can Philippines pick themselves up after that nail-biting loss? And then we get into the big games.
The big games. We go to the semi-finals tomorrow afternoon, Saturday here in Barcelona. We're going to see England take on Australia at 5 p.m. local time.
Oh my God.
I'm really excited for that one.
It's going to be a real clash of the titans.
I think so. There's going to be some intense gameplay. And then rolling after that, 5:15, Mexico against Argentina.
Another oh my God.
Yeah, that's in the 5th to 8th bracket.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see Mexico because how they performed against England today was so strong. That is a matchup that I won't be missing. And then USA-France at 7, where France are really going to be put to the test.
Yes.
It's going to be USA's hardest game as well, by some measure. With all due respect to Wales and Belgium and Japan and Netherlands that they've played so far, France are in a different league to those teams.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll get to see how good this USA team is, or concurrently how good this France team is.
And then to round off proceedings on day 3 tomorrow, do join us for Wales versus Canada. I've really enjoyed seeing the Welsh. They've been just excellent.
Yeah.
They have performed well. I must admit they have performed better than I was expecting them to.
Yeah.
Even getting into the top 8, I thought that might be a little bit beyond them this time, but I'm quite happy to say I've been proved wrong on that one.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us. It's been a great second day. We're officially halfway through the Men's Roller Derby World Cup in Barcelona. I'm quite sad that as of tomorrow it just gets shorter from there on out. But to call off the official review tonight, something which I can take no credit for finding because Troncho did.
I'm so happy about it. Sorry.
It's we're gonna let Insane from Chile call off tonight's official review.
Please put some music on it. Made a meme, please. Please. I love you.
Just once more for the people in the back.
Please put some music.
Insane by name, insane by nature, looking at that.
And good night from us here in Barcelona. Thank you.